Hi everybody, this is Miss Amanda here to say I miss you as always, and I am really excited to celebrate the end of the school year with you. Welcome to our last art lesson of the school year. This year has been a wild ride, and I am really proud of all of our students and families who have worked so hard to adapt and to figure out how to keep learning even though we can't be at school together. I know that it has been really hard for me as your teacher to learn how to teach you when I'm far away from you. And I can only imagine that it has also been really hard to keep learning at home because we need each other and we need our classmates and our school community to learn and to do our best. But you've been doing such a great job. Thank you for watching our video lessons every week. Thank you for doing the projects. Thank you for sharing your art projects with me. I really have missed being able to be at school with you, helping you make your art, seeing the amazing things that you're doing, getting to look at all of our wonderful student art from the art studio at the end of the school day. I really miss that. And so when you participate and when you share your artwork with me on Artsonia or by emailing me or on Schoology or however, it makes me so happy and it makes me feel a little bit more like I usually do as your art teacher when we're at school. So to celebrate this big accomplishment of figuring out how to keep doing school while we're all in our separate homes, and to celebrate the beginning of summer, we're going to do a fun, fast project for this last week, and it is called Dreaming of Summer. For this project, I would like you to think about all of the things you're looking forward to this summer. What are your hopes for the summer? What are you excited about for the summer? And we're just gonna get all excited and jazzed for summertime. Think a little bit about what those things are that you're excited about, looking forward to, what you're hoping for this summer. They can be really simple little things, they can be really fun things, they can be bigger goals and ideas for yourself or for your community. Think all across the spectrum of the smallest things, the most personal things, and the biggest things or the broadest things. Once you've done a little bit of thinking, I want to invite you to draw a little picture to represent all those different things that you're looking forward to. You can include words if you want to. You can write keywords to go with all of the different things you're looking for, but do include some illustrations, some drawings of your summer hopes. This is going to be almost like a vision board. A vision board is when you think about what you want your future to look like, what your goals are, and then you look for pictures and words. Usually you look in magazines and cut them out, kind of like collage, like we learned about in our surrealist lesson a couple weeks ago. And then you put them on a board and you put them up in your house so that you can be reminded of those things and be really set on those goals. So this is kind of like a vision board, but it's our vision for summer. What do we hope our summer looks like? What are we excited about? Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little brainstorming and a little planning, because you know Miss Amanda likes to do planning for her art project. So I'm gonna start by just making a list of all of the things that I'm hoping for, that I'm excited about, that I'm dreaming of for my summer. I'm gonna make that list, and then that list is going to help me think of what images I might draw to represent all of those goals and hopes and dreams for the summer. After I've made my list, I'm gonna go through and I'm going to select a few ideas that I want to use for my project. And I can start sketching in my sketchbook some ideas of how I might represent those things. I always like to sketch first. And in a lot of the video lessons you've had over the past few weeks, we talk about thumbnail sketches. So remember, thumbnail sketches are those tiny, quick sketches. They're not detailed, they're just brainstorming, they're just getting your ideas down. So you could find a scratch piece of paper or open up a sketchbook if you have one and do some thumbnail sketching for the different words and ideas on your list. Or you can dive right in if you already know exactly what you're doing. All right, enough planning. Let's get to the drawing. Find a piece of paper, a piece of cardboard, whatever materials you have to draw on. And you know, Miss Amanda is always going to tell you to sketch it first, draw it light with your pencil until you get it right. And then you can use whatever materials you want, whatever materials you have to add color and bring your sketch to life as a complete work of art. Like I said, this project is kind of like a vision board, and a lot of times vision boards use collage. So you are welcome to use collage, get out those magazines and ads and newspapers that you used for your surrealism collage and cut some things out that represent your hopes for this summer, and you can put those on your project. You can combine collage and drawing. Me, I'm gonna just stick to drawing.
One of my hopes for this summer is that we see some progress with the coronavirus. I hope that scientists are able to work hard and make lots of progress coming up with vaccines and solutions for us. I hope that doctors and frontline workers are able to do their work and help us all move forward and past this pandemic so that we can maybe start to get back to normal soon. So to represent these hopes, I drew a microscope with the coronavirus in the background. We learned how to draw the coronavirus in one of our past videos, so I'm using my learning from that project and I'm adding a microscope to it to represent the idea of science and innovation and progress as we all work to get past this pandemic. In the opposite corner of my paper, I am drawing the Black Lives Matter symbol along with the word change and a little drawing of a bunch of people gathered in protest. The reason I'm drawing these things is because one of my hopes for the summer is that people hear and understand the message that Black Lives Matter. Last week in our lesson video, we learned about some of the protests that have been going on, the art activism that's been going on around the idea of Black Lives Matter. And I really hope that we start to see some changes this summer, some positive changes and actions. Last week, we also learned in our lesson about this idea that we have a bad pattern that we need to change. And I hope we start to see that pattern change this summer and that our communities and our country start to build better patterns. I'm also really looking forward to having some time this summer to make art, to make my own art for myself. So I drew a brayer and some ink because I love printmaking, along with some other art supplies to represent that extra time I'm hoping to have to be really artsy and creative. I am also really excited to spend time outside in nature, especially in the water. I love the water. I love to swim. And that is always one of my favorite parts of the summertime, is being able to enjoy all the amazing water we have here in Seattle. So I drew myself sitting on a dock, dangling my feet in the water. Maybe this is Green Lake, maybe it's Lake Washington, I don't know. And I drew a few little duck friends hanging out in the water with me. I also had more reading time on my list, so I put a little pile of books next to me. So you can actually represent multiple summer dreams, summer hopes in one single picture by combining little details like I did. Of course, I'm also looking forward to spending time with family and friends. So I am drawing a little picture at the top of my paper of myself and another person, a friend or a family member, saying hello with our masks at a safe distance. Finally, to fill the empty spaces of my paper, I am just adding a couple little things that represent some of the parts of summer that I love, like sunshine and beautiful summer flowers. Now that I've sketched my drawings out with pencil, it's time to think about what color media I want to use in my drawing. I decided that I'm going to go over all of my pencil marks with a Sharpie and some other thin fine liner pens, and I'll add some color later with different art supplies. Now you can do this technique too, or you can use whatever materials you're interested in. Earlier, I said that collage was an option for this project, and that goes for whatever other art supplies you have that you like to use. This project is about you. It's about your dreams for the summer, so it should reflect you and who you are. Your project shouldn't look like mine because you are a different person than me. Maybe you'll have some similar images, some similar hopes, and things that you're looking forward to, but some of your images might be really different than mine because you have your own hobbies and interests, and you have your own family, and you are your own person. So your project should reflect those things about yourself, as should the art supplies you use. So draw this in your own unique artist style and use the art supplies that you love best to make your summer dreaming project. For my color media, I am going to use those same special pencils that I used in last week's lesson video for the Changing the Pattern and Black Lives Matter Principles symbol design projects. If you saw those videos, you know that these are no ordinary color pencils. They are watercolor pencils. So I draw with them just like I would a normal color pencil, but then I will be able to add some water to sort of dissolve the colors on my paper and use them a little bit like watercolor paint. As I add color to my project, I am thinking about what colors are going to represent my dreams for the summer. I chose a lot of bright, joyful colors to represent how summer is fun and active and full of life and beauty and nature. I also used bright, happy colors to represent the hope I have for things like the Black Lives Matter movement and the progress I hope we can make with the coronavirus. So be thoughtful with the colors you choose. Choose your favorite colors. Choose colors that represent what you want your summer to look like. Now here I go with my paintbrush, adding a little water to my colored pencil. You can see that when the brush touches the colored pencil, it kind of smooths that colored pencil out. It turns into a little bit of watercolor paint on my paper so that I can just give my picture a nice smooth blended finish, blend my colors out, blend my values out, like on that road I have, getting darker as it moves towards the word summer. If you don't have watercolor pencils but you want a similar effect, you can look back at the lesson video we had for our essential workers hero portraits, or for the kindergarten, first and second grade coronavirus drawings. For those projects, we did something kind of similar, only with Crayola markers. I used just water-based, regular old Crayola markers. You can similarly draw on your paper with simple water-based markers and then add water to your picture with a paintbrush and move that marker around on your paper to have a somewhat similar effect.
All right, if you followed all of our steps, you should have a fantastic Dreaming of Summer project, a vision board for your summer. Thanks for joining me for this last art lesson. I am really excited to see what your summer is gonna look like. I'm excited to see what your plans are, what your hopes are. And so as usual, I hope that you will share your artwork with me on your Artsonia portfolio, or email or Schoology if that platform doesn't work for you. It has been so fun getting to make these videos for you, getting to connect with you in new ways as we all do our best to continue being creative and making art while we're away from our beloved art studio. Thank you so much for all the work you've done, for all of your participation in our art lessons. I hope that this summer you stay creative, you keep making art, practicing drawing different things, getting outside and drawing the things you see, doing craft projects, whatever it is that helps you stay creative while we're apart. All of the videos that I have made for you this school year are gonna stay on YouTube. So if there's a project you have not done and you're finding yourself feeling a little bored or a little artsy this summer, then you are welcome to check out those lessons that you haven't done and make a project this summer. Stay creative, stay artsy, and I will be really excited to see you next year. I don't know what school is going to look like in the fall. I hope that we can get back to the art studio and back to our school soon. But whatever school in fall looks like, I will be so happy to be seeing you again in person or on Zoom or however it is that we are learning at that time. I am gonna miss you a lot. Stay artsy, stay creative, and I'll see you in the fall. Bye!